Hey folks, walk with me. As you might be able to tell from my gloves, it has turned significantly colder here than it has been in the last long while. So maybe the winter air and the late autumn air is finally descending upon us. And I guess that's an easy, unintentional segue into what I was thinking about talking in this video about today, is taking joy or finding some level of peace and enjoyment in the extremely mundane things in life. And the way that I was actually thinking about this was more from the standpoint of how often it's sort of reflexively said that you should be wary of chasing, say, fame and wealth, right? To name a couple of easy ones. Or I guess sort of any material possession or position. And I think a fair question in the face of that is, well, if that's not the goal, if that's not the focus, if that's not where I'm going to find some joy, some happiness, where do I find it? And I think there's a lot to be said about practicing mindfulness in the midst of the mundane. And by the midst of the mundane, what I really mean there is every moment that you can bring yourself to mindfulness in any given day. Because the vast majority of what we all do is quite mundane. Waking up in the morning, putting our feet on the floor, having our first sip of water, having our first meal, brushing our teeth, showering, putting clothes on. All of these things that you can't really escape, whether you have made that first million or that 10th million or not. You still can't really escape those things. And bringing some level of joy, contentment to those with some mindfulness practice, I think is a good offset for then letting the mind be in constant seek and find mode, right? I think that's where a lot of the, I need to buy this expensive car, or I need this great house, or I need this particular title or salary, any of those things. I think that comes from the mind and the body being in seek mode, right? It's the spotlight effect of you are in a tower and you're constantly scanning the field that is life, going, where do I find it? And what is it? It is however you want to consider it. Joy, happiness, peace, contentment, whatever it is that is sought out. So instead of letting that spotlight just continuously span the horizon for what it could possibly be, I think that occupying the mind with mindfulness verses like the walking meditation that I think we've spoken about before in this playlist, which is as you breathe in and you're walking, as you breathe in, thinking simply yes. And as you breathe out, simply thinking thank you. And this is an in-breath saying yes to life, and an out-breath saying thank you to the earth as it's supporting you as you're walking. But this can be bringing joy to anything. Washing the dishes, right? As I wash the dishes, I smile to my work. I am thankful to have dishes that need to be cleaned because I enjoyed a wonderful meal on them. And I will enjoy a wonderful meal again. Right? Something like that. Even when you're angry, or you're sad, right? I see that I am angry and I smile to my anger. And you give it a comfortable home. I'll talk about that more in another video because that probably deserves its own thing. But you're giving all these mundane things a comfortable seat at the table that is your life. And by enjoying these mundane things, these things that, by mundane, I don't necessarily mean small or insignificant. I more mean inescapable and repetitive. And I think that that is just as good as, instead of thinking about what you can't eat on a diet, think of what you need to be eating, right? So instead of saying I can't have A, B, C, or D, just think, okay, I need to be eating W, X, Y, and Z. And so you think of what you are doing as opposed to what's missing or what you need to push away. So instead of thinking about pushing away the thoughts of successful attainment of glorious career goals and wondrously high bank account balances and all of this stuff, think about not pushing those away, not ignoring those, but just think about bringing some mindfulness verses to the everyday things and finding the joy in them, right? That verse of, I see that I am angry. I smile to my anger and I give it a comfortable seat to sit in, right? Or I give it a comfortable home to live in. This is acknowledging the thing, not pushing it away, but it is always reverting to finding the joy in it, right? The dishwashing example. Or trying to think of something else that people I actually really dislike brushing my teeth. I find it to be so tedious and annoying. But as you're brushing your teeth, I see that I am annoyed by brushing my teeth, but I am thankful that they allow me to speak words, to smile to others. I am thankful that they allow me to eat the wonderful food. And because of the wonderful things, I know that I need to take care of them, and I'm happy to take care of them. And so I'm thankfully brushing my teeth. So a little spin, a little way to reconsider, I guess, a couple of things. One, what it is that is happening in your mind while you're doing mundane, everyday, repetitive tasks. And two, reconsidering how you, I guess, keep at bay the potentially destructive pursuits that you might have that aren't necessarily yours, but maybe more based in societal norms or what social media or mainstream media or whatever is pushing on you, and making you think that you need in order to be happy, content, joyful, whatever. All right, folks, we got almost 9 minutes in. It's getting very loud here for some reason. And so we'll cut it here, but I hope you're enjoying your weekend. And as always, I will see you in the next video.